Yes, YouTube! Welcome back to Jacobism. Today, we're going to talk about why you must be a professional in everything you do. Being a professional is a philosophy of demanding excellence in every realm you conduct yourself in. I created this video to give you a framework of why, what, and how it might look like to be a professional so that you can demand more from yourself and ensure your best. Let's get into it, people. So in this first point, we're going to address why you need to be a professional. To demonstrate this, I'll give you an example. When I enacted Project A-Level Resurrection, I recognised that it was my last time at securing good grades in the hope of going to university. In doing so, I studied 1 year A-Level classics and politics, and it was truly now or never, so I got my shit together. I was a professional in everything I did that year. I never made excuses, for example, as to why I didn't have my homework. Because I always had my homework. My studies were my priorities and nothing else mattered. I allotted one evening a week to enjoy myself, and if, say, perhaps on that week, on that day, there was nothing on, I just so happened to miss that week's night off. I would also spend my spare time looking at articles and reading stuff that was related to my studies. However, there was one moment when I realised that I was being a professional. There was a talk at my school, the Ancient Greek Culture in the Modern World, and of course I was in attendance, notepad at the ready. He began with a very basic slideshow about establishments and statues that made reference to ancient Greek culture in London. Athene's nail salon, Apollo's furniture store, and I kid you not, for over an hour, thinking that the whole talk wasn't going to be like that, I noted down every single nail salon, establishment, restaurant, statue in London that had even the remotest connection to ancient Greek culture. I remember him looking at me, thinking, is this kid for real? Even I know that this fucking talk is a pile of shite. And despite immediately realising my naivety and foolishness, I now look back on that occasion with pride because it was a symbol of my dedication. I was so focused and dedicated and professional towards my studies that it didn't matter what it was. If it said ancient Greek, it could get it. It being the full force of my unrelenting will towards my studies. Despite not always having felt like this, I now look back on that experience with great pride. And that is why you should conduct yourself as a professional too. Not only did I surpass my expectations for academic attainment, but I also take great pride in my above average exceptional results and ultimately dedicated professionalism. In this next and second point, we're going to look at the typical qualities of someone who desires to be a professional in everything they do. The central tenet of being a professional is demanding more from yourself and ultimately your personal best. Someone who truly desires the best from themselves will not happily walk away from something knowing they could have done more. They will be certain that they exhausted all their efforts. Therefore, success or not, they will be content knowing that they did all they could. As a part of this, they will take their endeavour seriously. Seriously serious. That means an ability to prioritise with absolute tunnel vision focus on their goal. Nothing else, even if it is to the detriment of other aspects of their life, will matter. In doing so, they will hold themselves to an unforgivable level of accountability and therefore will be able to rely on their ability to get what needs to be done to their best possible standard. Now in this third point, we're going to look at the practical side of being a professional. If you wish to demand more professional performance from yourself, there must not be one area in your life, from the most trivial to the most consequential, where you lack. Now, I know that seems quite black and white, but what I mean by that is that there won't be one area in your life in which you neglect it to a point of complete unprofessionalism. I use the phrase, from eating to earning. We must all eat and earn. Most of us can do the latter. However, whilst I'd like to think that the former is easier, I know many capable people who can't even boil an egg. Whilst perfection is unattainable, and nor do I expect you to be a Michelin star chef, you should hold yourself to impeccable standards. Not knowing how to boil an egg is permissible, unwilling is not. Moreover, you can apply being a professional, as shown, to every element of your life, whether that's cooking, hobbies, hygiene, or even your values. You just can't half-ass it. For example, you shouldn't be on job for one half of the week and lose it for the rest. Unprofessionalism in one area is infectious and can contaminate the others. Lastly, a good measure to enact is by undertaking extra steps that seem unnecessary but contribute to an overall attitude of professional exceptionalism. For example, let's say you're in a sales job. You can read books and other resources all in an effort to better your sales skills. All the while, you could enact measures to better your health through exercise and nutrition whilst removing bad habits, all to better your performance. Or even the gym. Aside from the obvious, you can look into famous athletes, look at biohacks, develop your mindset, and perhaps cater your lifestyle, all for an effort to better your performance in the gym. In this final point, if you conduct yourself in a professional manner in everything you do, you will have a deep sense of pride in yourself. The beauty of following this philosophy is that it is a self-fulfilling circle. Your attitudes affect your behaviors, which affect your actions, and in turn reinforce the circle. Further to this, you will be surprised at how some seemingly serious people, your competition, are bewilderingly unserious. If you conduct yourself in a manner unlike the majority, this will enable you to capture a share of the market you didn't think possible. And now it is time to end, lovely people. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that it has shown you why you should conduct yourself in a professional manner in everything you do. Thank you all for watching. I wish you the best on your journeys. And if you want bragging rights for being one of the OG subscribers, you know what to do.